Oh, you know what those drums mean. It's the first day of summer, and it's time for Take Survivor, the game where only the strongest take wins. Today, 4 veterans of the Take Survivor Island, their faces smeared with blood and victory. Up first, he is a stand-up comedian. He's the co-host of this episode today. He's also the co-host of the Airbuds podcast. Fresh off a Z-Pack, he is Jamel Johnson. Jamel, how are you?
Hello, I'm playing on behalf of my immune system today, Jason.
He is the director of video development at Crooked Media. He's a former producer on a bunch of the stuff that I've done here at Crooked Media. He is Elijah Code. Elijah, how are you?
Jason, I'm great. The content is flowing through me today. I'm ready.
She is a producer of Hysteria, and dare we say it, Crooked Media, and she's just been trouncing around Europe learning about European Union legislation, and now she's headed on another vacation, and she's one of the greatest to ever do it. She is CR Caroline Reston. Caroline, how are you?
Oh my God, I'm so good. I thought we were feuding because I hadn't been on this Take Survivor for a while, and then Zuri said 8:30.
You've been in Europe!
Yeah, well then Zuri said 8:30 a.m. I was like, oh, we are feuding. Okay.
And he is a producer of this show. He is Ryan Wallerson. Ryan, how are you?
I'm good, Jason. You know, for me, it's a lot more blood than victory, but let's see if we can do something about that today.
Well, everybody here knows the rules, so we don't need to really do that. So let's just jump into it with our very first prompt. What's the classiest article of clothing? The NBA draft is set for this Thursday, June 23rd at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Who could forget some of the most memorable draft suits in NBA history, including LeBron's white suit in 2003, Carmelo's gigantic suit also in 2003, Kevin Knox's Fortnite suit from a few years back, probably the most impactful thing that he's done with regards to the NBA. But let's say you've got a big event like the NBA draft or the Oscars or some award show or some big meeting or a wedding. What is the single classiest article of clothing a person can wear? It doesn't have to be one that you particularly own, just the single classiest article of clothing. Ryan, let's start with you.
Okay. You know, the NBA draft is this week, but I'm not going to take my cadence from a prospective player. I'm going to go elsewhere in the basketball universe and say that my answer is inspired by one Ernie Johnson, because it's got to be
Ernie Johnson.
It's got to be the loud bow tie. It's got to be the bow tie
Wow.
that not only is enhancing the overall fit from the traditional tie, but then it's also got to be loud. It's got to like tie your entire outfit together. Color schemes, maybe some like embroidered jewelry, like make the thing sizzle. And I think that goes down for me as the hottest piece of clothing one can put on.
Damn, Ryan goes with the Tucker Carlson. It's really early for this, but we're doing it right off the bat. CR, Caroline Reston, what is the single most classy article of clothing?
Okay, so I may have misunderstood the assignment here, but because the Warriors just won the NBA Finals, remember I called it earlier this year? Anyway, I'm going to say the classiest article of clothing, because I do anything or follow anything Steph Curry does, is shorts, where writing is on the crotch. That's revolutionary. That's owning your sexuality. Remember when they used to be on your butt? Yes! Look at that. Maybe an HR violation, but you know what? It's classy as fuck.
It is an audio medium. Jason is wearing those exact kind of shorts right now.
Right, yeah.
So,
I was going to say
shorts
that, but
with
that's
writing
fine.
on the crotch.
Yeah, shorts with writing on the crotch. What did Steph's writing say?
Oakland. Or Oaktown. One of them.
He needs to get a San Francisco one now.
So I'm hanging with Mr. Cooper shorts.
He purposely did Oaktown or Oakland to be like, fuck San Francisco and the Chase Center. Even though I'm from San Francisco and I love that city, but, you know.
I love a symbolic gesture when the actual substantive gesture is that they don't play in Oakland anymore. Elijah, what is the classiest article of clothing?
Jason, I struggle with this one because I was trying to think of one that wasn't exclusive to men. And what I've landed on here is gloves. Anyone can wear gloves. And I'm talking about a classy glove. a white glove for a man, an elbow-high glove for a woman. If you see someone wearing gloves at an event, you know that's class.
Wow.
That's a good answer.
That's a great answer.
That's a great answer.
Thank you.
Jamel, what is the classiest article of clothing?
Man, shout out to OJ with the leather isotoners. I cannot believe that this is still on the board. The top hat, folks.
Oh!
Top hat is also unisex. You got a tuxedo on. You put a top hat on. That motherfucker is to the next level. Throw a monocle with it. Wow. It looks like you look like the Great Gatsby. It looks like you've been getting money since the 20s. Yeah. Class is getting money since the 20s. Your family's been selling smoked meats since 1918.
That's right.
Out of Brooklyn, put a top hat on. Let the people know. Top hat.
I've been breaking
bang.
unions for 100 years.
High class.
High class, folks. Okay. Let's go to the voting. An incredibly varied selection of classy clothing today, but who will be the first voted off the island? The votes are coming in now, as you know. Whoever gets the most votes is ejected from the island today. Will it be Ryan, who says that big, loud bow tie, get the print on it, get a wild print on it, some crazy colors, match it to your suit, and nothing says class like a bow tie that is screaming in your eardrums. CR says shorts with writing on the crotch. You've got a fancy wedding. You've got the Grammys coming up. John Legend show up with some himbo shorts with something classy written right across the middle. We'll be classy and just say the middle. Elijah says, how about the gloves? What about gloves? What about a driving glove? What about a lambskin glove? What about a merino lamb interior glove? What about those white elbow gloves without a spot on them, and then light my cigarette with that long ass holder? Jamel says top hat. The top hat, folks. How the magicians are prestidigitating things out of the top hat. The people who owned the steel mills had the top hat. Andrew Carnegie wearing the top hat. Top hat throughout history. Abraham Lincoln with the top hat. The top hat says class. It says money. It says old money. Folks, here come the votes right now. We have one vote for Caroline. We have one vote for Ryan. We have another vote for Ryan. We have another vote for Caroline. And our final vote and our first ejectee from the island is for Ryan Wallerson. Ryan, you've been ejected from the island. What do you have to say?
You know, man, I feel like we work together to dress someone really well. A loud bow tie, some gloves, a top hat, and some crotch shorts. You could hit any party like that and feel really good about it. So I'm proud to have contributed. I'll bow out gracefully, Ernie Johnson out.
Yes. It is a vibe. The articles of clothing all put together. Absolutely, that is an energy to go forward with in the world. Next question. Drake, as you know, has released his latest album. It's always a part of our summer. You know, you head into summer and you think, when is Drake going to drop the album that is going to define the sound of all the parties I go to this summer? Well, he's done it with Honestly Nevermind, which dropped last Friday. It has been, I think we could say that it's been a divisive time to see what people think of that album. Some people love it. Some people don't like it as much. It definitely has that kind of like 90s club banger vibe to it. And of course, Beyonce dropped a new single, Break My Soul. So with that in mind, what is the worst artist or album or song that you love? Everyone in the world hates this artist, hates this album, hates this song, but you know what? You love it. Secretly, publicly, you love it. Let's start with Jamel. Jamel, what's the worst artist or album that you love?
Well, first let me say Drake's album is it's the reason why old people shouldn't be on TikTok. But moving forward, I'm gonna keep it in theme. This is an artist that I love, but nobody likes this album. Electric Circus by Common. Common, Mr. Rappity Raps. The guy could rap about computer chips and all type of stuff.
He does.
And we love it, and he's great. But that album, clearly made when he was still dating Erykah Badu, and then they broke up, and he had to put the shit out anyway. Terrible album, but it's got one good song, Come Close, with Mary J. Blige. It's worth all of that other trash on there. The video is so cute. He's dating a deaf woman, and he makes her a bunch of signs. It makes me cry every time I watch it.
For those of you not familiar, this takes us back to 2002. This is the follow-up to his Like Water for Chocolate album. That's for our younger listeners who might know Common as only the guy who talks about AI.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us know.
Through AI. Yo, my favorite is
Through
AI. Yeah, it's amazing.
Elijah, what's the worst artist or album or song that you love?
Jason, can I ask a question before I give this answer? How are we being graded here? Are we being voted off based on, wow, that is really bad, or that is a guilty pleasure for me too?
Elijah, what kind of question is this? It's absolutely subjective.
Well, I mean, I have an answer that everyone will definitely hate. Like, they'll be like, that is bad. And then I have another one that everyone's like, I guiltily like this too. You know.
What I'm hearing from you, Elijah, is fear. And a fear and a need to be accepted. And I think just bare yourself, be vulnerable in this moment, and let us see your bad taste. It's freeing. That's
Jason,
but like, make your own decisions, obviously.
I'll call it our bad taste then, because we've talked about this before. I love the band Fish with the PH. It turns me into a kind of pretentious person where I'll tell people you just got to listen to this, 18-minute jam around the 9-minute mark. They get very spacey and exploratory in a way that really opens you up, relaxes you, but then lifts you to new heights. I'll tell people that it's not really rock, it's more akin to jazz. I will turn into a completely different kind of animal around this band. Some people thought it was a phase for me, but I love them. I've seen a bunch of live shows, and that is my artist that I listen to despite people not enjoying them.
Elijah, what is you've met somebody who doesn't know of Fish. What is the one track you play for them to maybe get them to like them?
Oh, Tube.
And what drug do they have to be on?
Well, that's a different story. That's a next level. That's the next level of the indoctrination. But what's the first one, that little appetizer that you give, and before you go to the drug level?
Oh, I would say Tube from Madison Square Garden, December 29th, 1997. That particular one.
Let me play this Tube from you from that MSG run in 97. They were so good in 97. I think they fell off, around 2002-03 when Trey went into rehab. But this is when they were really great. Trey was still on the drugs. CR, what's the worst artist, album, or song that you love?
Okay, I feel like Now That's What I Call Music gets a really bad rap, but it was really helpful when I was younger to know what was fun. And so if I have to say specifically, Now That's What I Call Music 10 was my favorite because there were fucking jams on that, but they got no respect. It was 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton, Overprotected, Britney Spears, Girlfriend by NSYNC, the Nelly version. It was such a great album and people just forget about it.
Whoa.
The Nelly version.
They had Nelly on there? Whoa.
Yes!
It's so good. It's banger after banger. Now That's What I Call 10 is truly a forgotten but wonderful album.
Let's run down it right now. Ready?
Okay.
Overprotected by Britney Spears, the Dark Child remix. Can't Get You Out of My Head by Kylie Minogue. Okay.
Wow, that's a video.
Escape, Enrique Iglesias. I've Got You, Mark Anthony, Girlfriend, Neptune's remix, and Sync. I'm Gonna Be All Right, Trackmasters remix, Jennifer Lopez featuring Nas. Don't Say Goodbye, Paulina Rubio. Move It Like This, the Baha Men.
The best Baha Men song.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Way better than Who Let the Dogs Out.
More Than a Woman, Aaliyah. Well, yeah, I don't think that's fair to say. More Than a Woman by Aaliyah. B2K. Always on Time, Ja Rule featuring Long Island legend Ashanti. Sugar High by Jade Anderson. Half Crazy Music Underneath Your Clothes by Shakira
great one.
Shakira. 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton. A New Day Has Come, Celine Dion. We Are All Made of Stars by Moby. Boo. First Date, Blink 182. Stillness of Heart, Lenny Kravitz.
Wow.
How You Remind Me, Nickelback.
Ending
Nickelback
with
closing out
fucking
the album.
Woo! Man, not
Damn.
not a curse word to be found.
And
Just
not-
heat.
Not one. Okay, let's go to the voting. Who is going to be the next person voted off? Take Survivor Island. Is it going to be Caroline Reston, who says, now, hey now, you're an all-star, and that's what I call Music 10, which contains all the hits that we have just listed off. Will it be Elijah, who says, Harry, where do you go where the lights go out? I'll tell you where you go. You go to the Fish Show. They're still doing it after all these years. Paige, Trey, Mike, John Fishman, The Glorious Four, people still dropping major hits of acid to that band and traveling around the country smelling like absolute dog shit.
Amen.
Will it be Jamel, who says, hey, here's a Common record that came after the famous Common record, and you might have forgot about this Common record because now he's selling AI chips to
Pentium
people.
processors. Yeah, he's doing Pentium processors. It's all over.
We're talking about Chicago legend Common and his album Electric Circus, which was written in the throes of love with Erykah Badu, who he then broke up with, or they broke up with each other before the album was released, and it was awkward because a lot of those songs are going to be about how he was in love with neo-soul legend Erykah Badu. Votes are coming in now, and we're waiting for them. Can't wait to see where this one goes. Can't Get You Out of My Head is a banger. CR, right? Love that one.
Oh my God. My dance studio, we had like literally 7 different dances to that song. And then we went to a competition and everyone else had dances to that song. And we were like, you know what? It's a great song. Let's hear it 20 more times.
Also, I miss Ashanti. I want to know where she is right now. And thirdly, 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton. Just hearing the piano intro.
Oh, are you crying already?
It's a Pavlovian response when I hear that. And here we go. We have 1 vote for Jamel. We have 1 vote for Elijah. We have 1 vote for Caroline. We have another vote for Elijah. And another vote for Jamel. Folks, we have a tie, a 2-way tie. Jamel versus Elijah, which means we go to a runoff. Are you ready?
I think so.
What is your favorite lyric from the artist you mentioned, and why is it a great lyric to introduce people to this artist in this period of time? I'll give you a second to think about it before I ask specifically. Elijah, your favorite Fish lyric?
Isn't it just like sounds?
No, it's
man.
not sounds, but it's definitely like shit that is complete non sequiturs.
Yeah, there's definitely a great game to be played that's like Rafi lyric or Fish lyric. You know,
Yeah,
the tires.
and let me say this.
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
tires of the car. Let me say this. When I was in music school, particularly, I went through a Fish phase because it was just cool to see musicianship in rock music, and also I was going through a heavy drug phase. I was taking a lot of acid at that time. Once a weekend, I was dropping acid for about a year until I started stuttering, and then I stopped, and I haven't really done it since.
Oh.
But during that time, did I love going to see a Fish show, and did the lyrics not matter to me at all? They did not. Ready? Elijah, what's your favorite Fish lyric, and why is it great?
Keep it simple. You referenced Harry Hood earlier. I'll just say you can feel good. Not a Fish show? Come in. You can feel good.
You can feel good. This is from the Harry Hood song. You can feel good about Hood. This is legitimately the slogan for Hood Milk, a dairy farm based in Vermont. One of the first examples of corporate branding in rock music. Jamel, your favorite lyric from the Electric Circus album by Common?
Oh, from Electric Circus?
Oh, no, it could just be Common.
Well, I was just saying in Common because he said, I used to love her, but now I bone her.
That's a good one.
But that's not. Yeah, he said that way later. He is referring to having sex with rap music.
Folks, let's go to the voting.
Oh,
Here's our runoff. Who is going to be? Well, actually, let's just do. Let's just have Zuri be the. He is the vice president of this when we go to this level. Zuri, you're picking between Common's classic lyric "I used to love her, but now I bone her," or Elijah from the end of Harry Hood. You can feel good about Hood. Hood again is a brand of milk from Vermont. Votes are coming in now. Here comes the vice president. They are walking down the aisle. They are walking to the lectern, switching on the mic, looking around the room, making sure everyone in the Senate chamber is assembled and ready for their judgment. And now the judgment of the vice president is...
I really don't want to pick a winner here. I don't like either of these. But Elijah's just sounds like a statement. It just sounds like an opening sentence to like a boring essay. So I'm gonna go with Jamel to advance, and we're gonna eliminate Elijah here. Elijah, I love you, man, but I don't like that lyric. So Jamel, you're on to the final round.
Wow.
It wasn't. Listen, Fish lyrics. It's tough. He was working from a disadvantage early on, and we move on, folks. We move on to our final round, and how exciting it is. Takeline is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy's Pick'em game. Just pick over or under on your favorite or least favorite player stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. Underdog keeps it incredibly simple. That's their brand. That's what separates them from all the other daily fantasy sites. It's just easy. The NBA season is over, but the NHL finals continue this week with Game 4 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Colorado Avalanche on Wednesday. How many points will Patrick Maroon rack up? How many goals will Andy Cirelli score? Sign up now with code Takeline, and you'll double your first deposit up to $100 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit of $10 more. Deposit $100. Get an extra $100 for free. Sign up and play today. Woof, woof. To get to the finals of this edition, the first edition of Summer 2022 Take Survivor, Disney and Pixar's Lightyear, telling the story of Buzz Lightyear, the prequel story of Buzz Lightyear and how he became the astronaut we all know and love, has opened in theaters. Which brings us to the following question for the final of Take Survivor. What is the greatest toy of all time? Legos. We're talking Legos. We're talking G.I. Joes. We're talking Barbie. We're talking that little oven where you put the fake cakes inside and it cooked it with a light bulb. I forget what that one was called. What is the greatest toy of all time? Caroline, we will start with you.
Okay.
What's the greatest toy of all time?
So I'm going to say it's the Bop It. Because I kind of feel like that the Bop It, is the source of all of America's anxiety. I think my anxiety stems from the Bop It because it was you're twisting it, you're pulling it, you're bopping it. And it was just the most stressful game, but it kind of helped me deal with my anxiety later in life. This is a really serious answer, but I really love the Bop It and I think we should bring it back.
Explain to the people how the Bop It works.
So it was just this contraption that would just yell at you to bop it, pull it, tap it, or I don't know. And you had to do it really quick and they would switch up the order and it was so stressful and you really had to be on your toes. And that's why I think I'm really good at public speaking
right
now.
I would describe it as it's like Simon Says if you played Simon Says with a futuristic dildo.
Yeah, it's got a little Hitachi element to it for sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I love that question. I love that answer, rather. Jamel, let's go to you. What's the greatest toy of all time?
The greatest toy of all time is the spinning top, Jason.
Ooh.
Top hat mode. I remain in top hat mode, and I will stay in top hat mode. This dumbass toy is just spinning around, and you just look at it. You can't do much with it, but it has withstood the test of time. Oh, you thought tops were dead? You ever heard of a Beyblade? You got any nieces? You got any nephews? That's a fucking top, my boy. Oh, what's a fidget spinner? It's a top, stupid.
What is a top?
It's just a thing. It's just some shit you put on a string and it would just spin like the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah,
Were you
like
okay
a dreidel.
as a child?
Probably not. I don't think. I mean, that's a tough question to ask me in the middle of a pretend game show, but yeah, probably not.
Let's go to the voting. It's some incredible answers here. And I remind everyone.
Oh yeah, big love to dreidels as well. Elijah said dreidels. I mean, come on, man. It's biblical.
Yeah. Let's to remind everyone how this works here in the final round. We are voting for the winner. We are voting for the winner of the Take Survivor in the question. What's the greatest toy of all time? Of course, this is inspired by Disney Pixar's Lightyear opening in theaters. Shouts to Tim Allen, one of the greatest snitches of all time. Don't forget, he got arrested for cocaine trafficking and snitched out his entire crew, and that's why he's able to be out here with us, voicing Buzz Lightyear in various Toy Story shows. Okay, who is the winner of Take Survivor? Will it be CR, who says, bop it, win it, vote for me. I am the winner with the answer of the Bop It. The Bop It again, basically, Simon says, for a newfangled generation. Or will it be Jamel, who says, let's take it back to ancient Roman times. Let's take it back to biblical times. Let's take it back to a toy that they found in prehistoric sites all around the world. I'm talking about the top. Take something, spin it, and watch it stay up. You watch the end of Concepcion. You are of the Jewish culture. You've used tops. Everybody's used tops, fidget spinners, etc. All that stuff is a top. It's got staying power. We've been playing with it for thousands of years. Votes are coming in now. We've got 1 vote for Jamel. And we've got 4 votes for our winner, Caroline C.R. Reston. You have won Take Survivor. Caroline, what do you have to say?
Oh my God, I'm so happy to have this moment because last time it was robbed from me. Thank you so much to everyone who voted. I see all of you, and I can't get you out of my head. La, la, la. La, 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 la. Bye. Thank you.
And that has been it for a summer 2022 edition of Take Survivor. See you next time. Bye.